Hi, I'm Jay, and today on Jay's World Kitchen, I'm going to show you how to make diced tomatoes. Canned diced tomatoes are probably something very common in most households. I know that I use a lot of diced tomatoes, and I was tired of buying cans of it, so I decided that I would go to the farmer's market, buy myself some Roma tomatoes and make my own. And I can can them, I can freeze them, and I can use them right away in a delicious pasta sauce. And there are many Italian recipes that use diced tomatoes as their basis. So the cool thing about this is that it's a very versatile base that you can use to make your own and to make your own pasta dish. So without any further ado, let's have a quick look at the ingredients for this simple base. For every pound of tomatoes that you use for this recipe, you're going to use half a teaspoon of kosher salt, a half a teaspoon of pepper, and a half a teaspoon of dried basil. Now I'm going to be using fresh basil today, and I'm going to actually treble that for fresh basil, so I'm going to use 1.5 teaspoons of fresh basil finely chopped. I'm also going to be making 3 times this recipe for today, just because it looks a bit better on camera and a lot easier to show you what you're after when this dish is done. Let's put this together. The most important part about this preparation is to have your workspace ready. So I like to work from left to right because that's just how I like to work. And so I have my tomatoes washed in the sink. I have them in a bowl. Next there I'm going to have my hot plate and then a bowl of ice cold water. So you want a pot of boiling water and ice water right next to it, and you're going to need a slotted spoon or tongs or something like that as well. And it's pretty straightforward. All you're going to do is you're going to pop your tomatoes into your boiling water for approximately 2 minutes, and then immediately take them out and dunk them into that cold water to stop them from cooking, as well as to give them a bit of a shock. And now that your tomatoes have cooled down a bit, you're going to take each one out, and what should happen is you should be able to just sort of pinch the end and very easily pull back the skin on each one. And you just want to leave it in the ice water until it is cool enough to handle. And you should be able to get all the skin off, and you can discard that. It can go into your compost, or if you have chickens or something like that, they really do like your tomato peels. So, and you're just going to completely do that with every single tomato that you have until they're all done. So once all of your tomatoes are peeled, we're going to take them one by one and simply cut off the end where the stem was, because that's going to be a little bit tough, and we're going to discard that too with peels. And then you're just going to dice up your tomato. Pretty straightforward. We've done this before a number of times. It doesn't have to be neat, it doesn't have to be perfect, but dice up your tomatoes and pop them into a deep saucepan. And you're going to repeat that until all of your tomatoes are done. once all your tomatoes are chopped up, remember to reserve all that precious tomato juice into your pot, because you want that all together. And once that's all ready, we go over to our stove top and we're going to sprinkle on our pepper, our salt, and our basil. And again, I'm using a little bit more because I am using fresh, and of course it just is a bit more voluminous. It has a bit more life to it, I guess. And you're just going to bring that up to a boil and simmer it for about 10 minutes. Once the sauce is simmered, the possibilities are endless. You can can this, you can use it immediately in a fresh pasta sauce. You can freeze it for a few months in the freezer in an airtight container, and you can do all kinds of amazing tomato-based dishes with this. The whole house smells of tomato and a little bit of basil, and it's just really an incredible smell and very comforting. I'm not going to be tasting this recipe this week because I am going to be using it in future recipes and future episodes. And to do that, I've actually canned a bunch of this, so it is all ready to go for a couple of the next episodes. So thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and remember to turn on notifications so that you know when my next video drops. Remember, you can also follow my social media, and those links for both Facebook and Instagram are below in the comments section. If you would like to financially support this channel, remember that you can do so by visiting my Patreon, and Patreon members get these recipes sent to them every week when the episode drops. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time when I make pizza sauce, have a good one.